Sports, Alex Eala makes history in the U.S. as the first Filipino tennis player to compete at the Indian Wells Open. DJ Manotok has that story.
Alex Eala has reached a remarkable milestone in her tennis journey. She has officially become the first Filipino tennis player to compete in the Indian Wells Open. This achievement alone is a proud moment for Filipino sports and deserves recognition across the international tennis community. Yet the real conversation began when people saw what happened around that achievement. When Eala stepped onto the practice courts ahead of the tournament, she was welcomed by an unbelievable sight. Thousands of Filipino fans had already gathered there. The crowd surrounded the training courts in numbers that looked more like a Grand Slam final crowd than a normal practice session. The atmosphere was powerful. It was loud, emotional, and filled with pride. It showed clearly how deeply this player has connected with fans, far beyond the tennis world. The lines of supporters seemed endless. People had traveled from different cities and even different countries just to see her in person. Many simply wanted the chance to stand nearby and watch the player who has recently become one of the most talked-about names in tennis. What impressed many people even more was how Eala responded to this moment. Instead of focusing only on her preparation, she came out to meet the fans personally. She greeted them warmly, signed autographs, and took time to acknowledge their presence. For many supporters, it was a moment they will remember for the rest of their lives. The relationship between Eala and her fanbase feels authentic. It does not appear staged or carefully designed by marketing experts. The connection feels natural and sincere, which is one of the biggest reasons her popularity continues to grow so quickly. Later, officials from the Indian Wells tournament revealed something that surprised many people. Every match featuring Alex Eala was already sold out before the tournament even began. Before a single point was played, before the opening match had even started, all tickets were gone. Even after the matches sold out, demand remained extremely high. Online searches for tickets continued as fans kept trying to find any possible way to enter the stadium and watch her play. Tournament organizers addressed this unusual situation directly. Their statement was striking. They explained that this is the first time in the history of the Women's Tennis Association that they've seen a fan reaction this large for a single player. Not one of the biggest reactions, the biggest reaction they have ever seen. This statement carries weight because Indian Wells is one of the most prestigious and well-attended tournaments in professional tennis. Over the years, the event has hosted some of the greatest players in the sport, yet organizers say they have never seen excitement like this. The story does not end with fans and ticket sales. Many players and experts within the sport have also shared their thoughts about Eala's growing influence. Sam Querrey, a former Grand Slam finalist, spoke openly about her current impact. As someone who understands the business and popularity side of tennis, his opinion carries real significance. He said Alex Eala is the biggest attraction in the WTA right now. Not one of the biggest, she is the biggest, period. According to Querrey, when it comes to excitement, attention, and fan interest, Eala currently stands above every other player on the tour.
Of course, the atmosphere in each tournament has been amazing, and it's been a different start this year than any other year I've ever had.
The discussion continued when Sam Querrey expanded on his earlier comments about Eala's influence. He suggested that some of the top 10 players in the world, including stars like Aryna Sabalenka, might be observing everything happening around Eala and quietly thinking about it. This idea is interesting because those players have spent their entire lives working to reach the highest level of tennis. Many of them have already won major titles and achieved global recognition. However, success in modern sports is not only measured by trophies and rankings. Results will always matter, titles will always matter, rankings will always matter. But public attention also matters, especially in a sport followed by millions around the world. And right now, when people ask which player fans are most excited to watch, one name keeps appearing again and again: Alex Eala.
Draw in women's tennis right now.
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, like, crowds were insane for her last week.
A different perspective came from Jessica Pegula, who shared her own personal experience playing against Eala. Pegula is widely respected on the WTA Tour. She is known for being thoughtful with her words and not someone who exaggerates situations. That is why her comments about facing Eala at the Miami Open gained attention. Pegula explained that when she walked into the stadium for their match, she immediately noticed something unexpected. She had not prepared herself for the atmosphere inside the venue. The crowd was large, energetic, and deeply involved in every point of the match. Fans reacted loudly and passionately to everything happening on the court. Pegula admitted that the environment surprised her. She described the experience with one word: insane. But she made it clear that she meant this in a positive way. She was not complaining about the crowd. Instead, she was impressed by the excitement and passion surrounding Eala. While standing on the court, Pegula felt she was witnessing something unique happening in real time.
She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be like a little jealousy maybe from some of the women. That girl's coming in, she's not top 10, biggest star in the world.
Earlier tournaments had already shown signs of this growing phenomenon, particularly during the Australian Open. During Eala's matches in Australia, the crowds outside the stadium were enormous. Fans without tickets still gathered outside the venue, hoping they might somehow find a way inside. The lines were long and the excitement was visible everywhere. Now, the same passion has followed her to Indian Wells. Even experienced figures within the tennis world are recognizing how quickly this attention has grown. Former Grand Slam champion Ana Ivanovic was part of an expert panel when she observed the massive turnout at Eala's training session. Her comments surprised many people listening. Ivanovic stated that Alex Eala's current level of fame might already surpass what Sania Mirza built during her career. She spoke respectfully about Mirza and acknowledged her achievements. Her statement was not meant to diminish the past. Instead, she was highlighting how rapidly Eala's global recognition has expanded. According to Ivanovic, the speed and size of this fan support are something the WTA has rarely seen before. For someone with her experience to say this publicly carries real meaning. Another powerful voice joined the conversation when Novak Djokovic shared his thoughts. Djokovic is widely regarded as one of the greatest tennis players in history, holding more Grand Slam titles than any other player. After competing at the highest level for more than 2 decades, he understands the sport from every angle. When speaking about Alex Eala, his praise was direct and sincere. He described her as the greatest tennis player the Philippines has ever produced and said she deserves the respect and recognition she is receiving. When someone with Djokovic's experience speaks, people listen closely. His words added even more importance to the growing conversation around Eala.
Obviously not to this extent, and I think the ceiling that Alex Eala has is obviously that much higher. And I'm going to bring in a little boxing here because my dad wanted me to be a boxer, but I chose tennis. But Manny Pacquiao,
Good call.
Manny Pacquiao, we saw him when he, was at the top of his game, and alongside Roger Federer, he actually had more prize money.
The story of Alex Eala right now is about much more than one tournament appearance. It is bigger than rankings. It is bigger than individual victories. Even though those achievements matter, the larger story is about what she represents. Eala is showing the world what a Filipino athlete can accomplish on the global stage. She is doing it with strong performances during matches and with genuine kindness towards supporters off the court. The fans who traveled to Indian Wells, the people who waited in long lines, and the crowds that filled the practice courts before the competition even began are not there by coincidence. They are there because they believe something meaningful is happening, something important, something historic. Right now, the entire tennis world is paying attention. Indian Wells is ready. The fans are ready. And judging by everything we have seen so far, Eala is ready as well. Now we would like to hear your opinion. Do you believe Eala can go all the way and win Indian Wells on her first appearance? Do you think she has already become the biggest star in women's tennis today? And what does it mean to you to see a Filipino athlete receiving this level of respect on one of the biggest stages in global sports? Share your thoughts in the comments below. This is a conversation worth having. The Eala era may just be getting started, and the world is watching closely to see what comes next.